Hey, watch how funny this is. Go ahead,
Watch
look at
this.
it. No, don't hate me. Look at it.
Oh,
what does that say?
Fucked up.
What does that say? Oh.
And it hits them like a ton of bricks. Do you see the shock on their faces? That's all because the guy is an FBI agent.
Yeah. You ain't gotta cry no more. I promise that I got you when that's on my soul. Double checking for the weakest, man, that's all I know. I remember bagging up at that corner store, but now we blowing smoke. And that's all I know. Yeah, at that PLO.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Top BUXAPLENTY here, checking in with the BUXAPLENTY gang. It's a new month. It's November 1st, so you know what that means. New month, that means new money and new blessings. So y'all make sure y'all stay focused up and let's get a lot of stuff accomplished this month and every month and until the year's end, you feel me? But I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna get straight into this video. We got Tom's idiot cops arrested FBI's. So that's crazy because, you know, FBI can't really give up that they're FBI. They can't tell you that. So I don't know if that work in a cop field too, but they're not supposed to tell you that they're FBI. So we got idiot cops. They just out here arresting people. So we about to see what's going on. And we about to see how did this FBI get arrested and how did they react. So let's get straight into this video right now. I ain't gonna hold y'all too longer.
In this video, we'll be taking a look at some instances where cops arrested people who later turned out to be FBI. Let's get to it. This might just be one of the best interactions with police I've seen in a long time. A South Sudanese citizen was just sitting and minding his own business when cops approached him and started asking questions.
Y'all see his skin color. They said he was just sitting there, minding his business. He not doing nothing. I see his skin color though, so they approach him and see what's going on.
You think? That's an illusion. That's an illusion. You think?
It seems like they're assuming that this man is someone he's not. The man accuses the cops of racial profiling right from the get-go. After a lot of arguing, they put the man in handcuffs. Now this is where things get heated. You can hear the man asking the cops to check his ID.
Matter of fact, look at my ID.
After a while, they finally do check his ID.
Hey, watch how funny this is. Go ahead,
Watch
look at
this.
it. No, don't hate me. Look at it.
Oh,
what does that say?
Fucked up.
What does that say? Oh.
And it hits them like a ton of bricks. Do you see the shock on their faces? That's all because the guy is an FBI agent. This has to be one of the best messing with the wrong guy encounters ever.
Like, what did he do though? Did the FBI be like, yo, I want to take you out of court or something? Like, these cops right here, they gotta get punished for the actions that they doing. You know what I mean? Like, any action you do is a punishment behind it when it's not the right way. So I want to see what happened to these cops.
Anyway, the man asks for a supervisor, and when he arrives, the man asks for their cards.
Yep, you can have my card. And I'm gonna file a report on you, and you. Because you guys are all stupid.
It's funny how the cops have shut their mouths at this point. And look at the supervisor. He's shaking in his boots. They all know they might not have a job after this encounter. Here you can see a...
But I still want to know the reason, like, why did the cops approach him in the first place? Like, why y'all try to lock him up? It seemed like that was a public place. You could see there's a lot of people around. That's why he said, yo, watch their faces when they check my ID. And I like the way how you did it. Yo, check my ID and watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen. But at the same time, it's like, why did y'all approach him in the first place? It looked like he was sitting down on the table and he chilling. You feel me? So what was the point of approaching him? Is it because he black? Because if you look in the background, I see like a lot of light-skinned people or whatever in a different color. But still, is that the reason why? I'm not trying to take it that route, but what was y'all reason of going up to him, approaching him, and then putting him in handcuffs?
A cop talking to a man who says he's an FBI agent. The man even shows the cop his credentials, but the cop still doesn't trust him, so he calls the station and asks to check the plates.
Advanced wiring company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
It's
a covert vehicle, sir. Okay.
When it comes back to a wiring company and not a government agency, the man says that it's a covert vehicle. Here we learn that the man actually called this cop, and the cop is wondering how he got his phone number.
One who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number? I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information.
The cop then lets this guy know that he's been detained at this point, but he doesn't put him in handcuffs just yet.
What does a covert vehicle means? Is that like a hidden type of, like, it says it's a wiring company and not a federal agent? I'm sure that FBI's don't need a government car because it's like the FBI. They supposed to be undercover or whatever. You're not supposed to know that they FBI. So obviously if it's to a wiring company, which obviously the cops is probably doing their job trying to But he just showed his ID, so it doesn't make sense of why y'all still trying to reach and go even further. But if it's connected to a wire company and he showed that he got an FBI badge and he's an FBI, why don't you just put two to two together? Like, all right, it makes sense of why he got a type of car that's going to a wire company and not the federal government.
The reason why he's detaining him is that he's not being cooperative. When the guy asks the cop if he wants his registration, the cop refuses and says that he's waiting for his supervisor.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent.
The cop then speaks on his radio some more and says that the man's name is Special Agent Hatton out of Jacksonville. The cops add that the man keeps talking on his radio, but nothing comes back. Then he changes his mind and says that he does hear something now. In any case, they keep checking the man, but when they couldn't confirm anything, they finally put him in cuffs. After spending some time in a police car, the man asks the cop to call an ambulance.
On 911, call. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
When the ambulance finally arrives, the cop explains the whole situation and says that the man complains about shortness of breath and vision loss.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
While paramedics are putting the guy in their vehicle, the cop is making excuses for himself. He says that the guy turned out to be legit, but that he was acting suspicious and that's why he was detained.
How was he acting suspicious? He showed him his FBI badge. Like, I'm so confused on what is the cop's definition of suspicious, because everything is suspicious to them.
This video starts with the arrest of one man. After the cops put him in handcuffs, one of them asks him about his credentials. When the guy says that the FBI issued those for him back when he was working for them, the cop starts reading the man his rights.
So the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used in the court of law. Yeah. If the right to talk to an attorney, have him present with you prior to any question if you wish one. Sure. If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the courts.
Then he says that
So once your rights is read, when you detain, you don't get your rights read because they could investigate and then still let you go. When your rights is being read to you, that means you automatically arrested. So let's see what's going on. You can't read your rights to somebody and let them go. That don't make sense.
him because of red and blue lights.
So the reason that you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer. I know in Nevada everybody. Yeah, you're not allowed to have.
So he's talking about the blue and red lights, basically. I think that's what he's talking about.
Red and blue. Sure.
He then goes back to this man's credentials and is surprised that he worked for the FBI.
You work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI.
The guy reveals that he contracted with the FBI and also the Department of Justice. He then goes on to explain his current job and where he was headed.
Contractor for Southwest Gas.
For Southwest? So that's like that's your primary job?
Yeah, it's my part-time job, and I have my own cybersecurity company.
The video cuts out, so we can't really see what happened next, but you can just tell that the cops knew they had the wrong guy.
Wait, but at the same time, though, that situation right there was kind of iffy. Because it says he have contracted. So that means that contract is not there no more, unless it's still active. But he's not an FBI, he's a cybersecurity, and he got his own private company. So that means you still can't use blue and whites. I mean, blue and reds. That one makes sense.
Now, this one's a prime example of cops making excuses for themselves after bullying people, even when those people are federal agents. But let's start from the beginning, shall we?
I think I've seen this video before. You can first see
a cop shouting at a man, asking to see his hands.
Let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
The man obeys, but he lets the cop know that he's a federal agent.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground.
I'm a federal agent.
That's where the cop starts getting even more aggressive. And now he's demanding that this man get to the ground. And yeah, he's got a gun pulled out and pointed at the man this whole time. The guy wants to show the cop his credentials, but the cop won't listen. He just wants this guy on the ground. When the backup arrives, the guy has no other choice but to get to the ground.
He's down!
I feel like since, even though he's a federal agent, like we don't really account him unless you're really doing something that's federal, government-wise. But I feel like as a federal agent, when they tell you to get on the ground, we understand that you're an FBI. Get on the ground still, you feel me? Because if it was us, oh, you should have got on the ground. If they would have shot us, you should have got on the ground. But if it's them, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have to get on the ground because I'm a federal agent. No, nigga, get on the ground. You heard him. Be smart about it. These cops are so reckless. All cops need retraining. Not Nah, I'm gonna just say all cops because even the good cops you watching the bad cops do something, but they can't say nothing because if they say something, they going against probably their supervisor. You know, all the evil starts from the root, which is the supervisor, and make its way down to his officers or whatever, you know. I know what I mean.
The cops arrest him, and when he asks them to calm down and give him some air because he's got a medical condition, they ignore him and ask him to move his legs and get into the car. When he doesn't do it, they just tase him and put him in the car forcefully.
Down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air.
How you gonna get air to him if you pay him inside the back of the car?
Call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
You
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
just said call an ambulance. If you don't now you don't want one. Get in the car. Get all
Sir,
the way in.
I can't breathe. Wait, sir.
And this is the reason why people die, because they don't listen to people. People's telling y'all they cannot breathe and then y'all still don't care.
Okay, this video is not about cops arresting federal agents, but we just had to include it as it's a prime example of cops being bullies. Two police officers with the Kansas City Police Department, Cole Modir and Marco Olivas, were following a car for a good mile in Raytown, Missouri. They stopped a car and a man comes out. One of the officers explains that they stopped him after the plates didn't come back to anything.
I'm not gonna lie, when it comes down to certain cars that the police use, I feel like regular civilians should not be able to buy them cars, cause obviously it's like, why would we do that? And y'all could, every time y'all see a cop, y'all can identify us, but it's just certain people should not be able to drive these cars. Leave that to the cops.
He then straight up calls him bro and asks him where he's headed.
He calling him bro, and that's a detective? What you mean, bro? This is very unprofessional.
The man is stumped by this and says he's a detective. The cop then tells him to chill out. While returning to their car, they can be heard calling the man names. After this uncomfortable encounter, Robinson, who is black, said that the stop was illegal. He thought he would not have been pulled over had he been white. Civil rights activists, police experts, and academics in law said that the stop was a prime example of toxic racial culture in the department.
To be honest though, I do agree with that, but if the guy window wasn't down, which it seemed like the window was down because he opened the door, you could see that the window was fully down. But if they was unable to see him because you got 5%, then it's really not a racial thing. They following your car because the tags didn't come back to nothing. I just see it as that. But if they seen you, then I understand, because y'all go tap into that video right there where I got arrested, because that is actual racial profile.
Here's one case of police arresting an FBI agent where they weren't in the wrong. This video shows cops from the Grand Rapids, Michigan Police Department running after and subsequently putting cuffs on a man who's clearly intoxicated and doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't see that in the video, but the man actually fired his weapon at the police just outside a gym. While they were putting him in cuffs, one of the officers realized that the man had a badge. When she looked at the badge, she realized a shocking thing, that the man is actually an FBI agent.
So if you're an FBI agent, all right, you intoxicated, but you fired at the cop too? As an FBI? Nah, that's crazy.
He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
That's
Federal
crazy.
Bureau, he's an FBI agent.
Oh, wow. I would have never guessed that just from watching the video. What encounter from today's list has left?
Nah, that was the end of the video, but that's very crazy, because what made that FBI fire at the police while being intoxicated too? I know intoxication could make you crazy or something. Not everybody. Some people could control it basically, but what made you fire at the cops and you're FBI? That's really crazy, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video. We got idiot cops that's just out here arresting people, harassing people because of their skin color, because of anything. You know what I mean? Just because of anything. If they feeling bad, if they just had a bad day at home because their wife is a little thotty or something, basically they just come and arrest you. So y'all be safe out here. Hope you like this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn that post notification bell on to never miss a video. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all want me to see me do a reaction to, or if y'all want me to bring more stuff to the channel, like some gaming. I want to do some trolling videos. I want to do some like, you know, that I heard that new Spider-Man just came out. I should buy that game and, you know, we could play it for the first time together. But that was the end of the video. Y'all be safe out there. New month, new blessings.